Have you ever felt like someone was pulling invisible strings in your life, making you act, think, or even doubt yourself without realizing why? This is not random. These are dark psychology tricks, and they are everywhere, at work, in relationships, even among so-called friends. In this video, we'll reveal 7 hidden tactics of dark psychology. Each one is designed to control you. And once you learn how they work, you'll finally see the invisible chains, so you can break free. Let's start with the first trick, and be careful. Once you see them, you'll never unsee them. Number 1, fear and obligation. Imagine this: your boss walks into the office late in the evening. He knows everyone is tired, but he says, "We're a family here, and families stay until the job is done." What he's really saying is, if you leave now, you're not loyal. You should feel guilty. This is the first dark trick, mixing fear with obligation. Fear of consequences if you don't comply. Obligation to appear good and responsible. It happens everywhere. Parents use it. After all I've done for you, this is how you treat me. Partners use it. If you really loved me, you'd do this. Bosses use it. You don't want to let the team down, right? Why does it work so well? Because human beings are wired to seek belonging and avoid rejection. Obligation hits your loyalty button, fear hits your survival button. Together, they override your free will. But here's the solution: separate fear from reality. Ask yourself, what's the actual consequence if I say no? Most of the time, the fear is exaggerated. And obligation? It's a tool of control. Real loyalty comes freely, not through manipulation. When you identify this tactic, you regain your power. Next time someone says, "You owe me," stop and think, do I really owe them, or are they using dark psychology to control me? And that leads us directly into tactic number 2, one of the most insidious forms of control. Number 2, gaslighting. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone made you question your own memory, your own perception, even your own sanity? That's gaslighting. Example: you tell your partner, "You shouted at me yesterday." They respond, "That never happened. You're imagining things. You're too sensitive." After hearing this repeatedly, you start doubting yourself. Gaslighting is deliberate psychological warfare. It breaks down your confidence until you no longer trust your own mind. And once you don't trust yourself, you're vulnerable to control. In toxic workplaces, this happens too. You point out a mistake in a project, and your boss says, "No, you're remembering it wrong. That was your fault," even when the evidence shows otherwise. The danger is clear. Gaslighting corrodes reality itself. But here's the solution: create anchors outside the manipulation. Keep notes. Write down conversations. Talk to a trusted friend. Having a reality check outside the manipulator's influence is like oxygen. It keeps your mind clear. Gaslighting works only if you stand alone in the fog. But when you hold on to truth, the fog begins to lift. And that takes us to tactic number 3. Another weapon used to control you without a single word spoken. Number 3, silent treatment and isolation. Picture this: you confront your partner about something hurtful they did. Instead of responding, they shut down. No words, just cold silence. Hours turn into days. Suddenly, you're the one begging for a conversation. This is not just silence, it's punishment. The unspoken message is, comply or lose connection. And because humans crave connection, silence becomes unbearable. In the workplace, bosses use isolation as well, excluding you from meetings, ignoring your emails, making you invisible until you feel desperate for approval again. Why does it work? Because silence amplifies insecurity. The brain interprets rejection as danger, just like physical pain. It's the same neural pathway. The solution: recognize silence as a manipulation tactic. Instead of chasing approval, take back your power. Break the cycle by refusing to beg for connection. Reach out to supportive people, shift focus, and remember, your worth is not determined by someone else's attention. Once you see the silent treatment for what it is, it loses its sting. But manipulators don't stop there. They escalate. Which leads us to number 4, the illusion of scarcity. Number 4, the illusion of scarcity. This is your only chance. If you don't act now, you'll lose everything. No one else will love you like I do. Sound familiar? That's the illusion of scarcity. It makes you believe that opportunities, resources, or love are limited, and that you must accept whatever is offered, no matter how toxic. Marketers use this with limited time only sales. Manipulative bosses say, "You'll never get an opportunity like this again." Controlling partners whisper, "No one else will put up with you." Scarcity pushes your brain into panic mode. Logic shuts down, fear takes over. Here's the solution. Zoom out. Ask, is this really the only chance? Is this really the last person who will love me? Scarcity is rarely real. It's manufactured to make you settle. True abundance comes from choices. And once you see the trick, you can step away from the trap. Now let's move into number 5. One that's so subtle you might not even notice it's happening until it's too late. Number 5, love bombing and withdrawal. At first, they overwhelm you with praise, attention, affection. You feel special, on top of the world. But then, without warning, it's gone. The love, the attention, the compliments vanish. This creates an emotional roller coaster. You start chasing the high, doing anything to get back that initial rush. That's the trap. Toxic partners do this. Toxic bosses too, promising promotions, showering praise in the beginning, then pulling it away to make you work harder. The psychology is simple. It's conditioning. Like training an animal with treats, then withholding them to provoke desperate effort. The solution? Recognize the pattern. Real love, real respect, real leadership. Don't fluctuate based on manipulation. Pay attention not to the highs, but to the consistency. If someone uses affection or praise like a weapon, step back. They're not offering love. They're offering control. This leads to number 6, perhaps the most dangerous because it hides behind something positive. Obligation through kindness. Number 6, obligation through kindness. You know the phrase, "I did this for you, now you owe me." That's the essence of this tactic. Imagine a coworker who helps you with a project, then later pressures you to cover their mistakes. Or a friend who gives you gifts, then demands loyalty. The kindness wasn't free. It was an investment in control. Humans hate feeling ungrateful. Manipulators exploit that. By giving first, they build a silent debt. And when the time comes, they collect. The solution: separate genuine kindness from strategic kindness. Ask yourself, is this gift freely given, or does it come with invisible strings attached? Real kindness has no debt. Fake kindness always demands repayment. When you spot this trick, you can say no without guilt. But all of these pale in comparison to the final tactic, the most dangerous one of all. Number 7, identity manipulation. This is the master key of dark psychology. Instead of controlling your choices, manipulators try to control your identity. You're the responsible one. You can't let people down. You're weak. You need me. You're the smart one. Don't ruin your reputation. By shaping the story you believe about yourself, they gain permanent control. Because if they can write your identity, they don't need to force your choices. You'll limit yourself. The workplace does this by labeling employees. Families do it by fixing roles. Relationships do it by planting beliefs. Solution: reclaim your story. Ask, who decided this identity? Me or them? Write your own definition. Identity should empower, not imprison. When you take back your identity, you break the deepest chain of all. We've covered 7 dark psychology tricks: fear and obligation, gaslighting, silent treatment, illusion of scarcity, love bombing and withdrawal, obligation through kindness, identity manipulation. They're powerful, yes. But once you see them, they lose their hold. Remember, knowledge is your freedom. Awareness is your shield. If you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you'll never miss the daily strategies and insights I share to protect your mind and take back your power. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.